Hello. Is it just the four of us? This is cosy.
It's looking like it at the moment.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, love your picture today by the lake, Mike. Like that.
Did ya?
I can use this and smile now. Look.
It's like I'm wrecking the heroes.
Have you seen who else is on? Craig's come on today. The up line on.
Good evening.
Hey.
Right.
Good job, Craig. Smashing it.
Yeah.
We're trying. It's a team. You're all doing fab.
Evening.
Sarah's doing great. Tim's on. I'm going to start mixing this out.
Bolton. He's been put in to see.
I've unmuted you, Sarah. I warn you.
Okay.
I'm going to wait a few minutes. I always wait a few minutes to let everybody come on because, it just take a little bit of time for everybody to come on and then we'll get going at it. But, wow. Been busy this weekend, hasn't it?
Government projects.
Is that your Ben in the background? Let's have a quick look. We are going to have a seven-figure earner come and join us. He has come on before. I'm not quite sure if all of you have met Scott before, but he will be on shortly with us. And what he's going to do is he's going to give us some, extra snippets, just to advise how they literally go from 0 to 7 figures. Because at the end of the day, it's all possible. It's just about mindset. It's all it is. So at the end of the day, if you think you can't do it, you won't get it done. But if you think you can get it done, you will get it done. And it does mean that you have to organise yourself as well, which is one of the things that myself and Nim are going to go through. I can't see Nim because...
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. So these are the sort of things that we're going to go through. And what we're also going to talk about tonight is keeping it simple, because when you start to overcomplicate the system, you break the system, it stops working. Because the minute you start to overcomplicate it, what you actually do is you talk yourself out of actually getting the job done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Nim go first of all, and then whatever Nim doesn't cover, I'm going to wrap round it. And then when Scott comes on, we'll let Scott take the floor. Go on, Nim.
Right. Hello, everybody. Right. I tell you something that was really great. I watched Craig's live last week, and he actually puts it spot on when he says that even the lady down the road can join this business, because it is that simple. We're here to save money. We're not asking anyone to buy any products that they have to find money to buy. It's actually helping them save on household bills. And it's about mindset. It's about getting your head round thinking that this network marketing business is actually helping people save money, which will help them, treat themselves and, things like that. So that's one of the biggest things that you need to first get your head around, is that it is actually a business that's helping people save money. And another thing is that it's free. And as soon as you join, you can actually start saving money and earning straight away, which I don't see many network marketing businesses that you can do that in. So that's something else that you do need to, sort of get your head back. Initially, when I first joined, I had to understand and teach myself that as well. So that's a big thing you've got to understand. Also, with the opportunity of upgrading to junior or consultant and getting shares to the value of that, which is another thing that is something that is very unique that we've got. When you actually upgrade, it's not just the shares that you get, but you also open up levels So when you're a junior, you're opening up 4 levels deep. So when you're building a team, and for 4 levels deep, if you upgrade as a consultant, you're opening up 7 levels. Also, you get cash match bonuses as well, which is something that will also increase your earnings as well. So it's definitely worth looking into that, talking to your uplines about that, and looking into getting the shares while they're still available, because it may not carry on like this. What else do I want to, yeah. Another thing is you've got these targets in your My Awards section. Look at them and they will help you make your targets, what you need to do to achieve these targets. And again, you're getting rewarded. And we can also cover that in a Zoom where you can understand how to look at your targets and how to turn them into mini goals. Now, how I look at it is I look from the bottom up. So I need to get so many affiliates. I get them. Obviously, when you get an affiliate to join, you get them to look at the energy switch. Once they've done their switch, if they get a saving, that's going to increase your CV. Then you look at the consultants and then you look at the CV. Now, as you're doing that, you're already building your CV and your personal sales. So look at it from the bottom up and it's more easier to tackle the challenges. I've got a question.
What I always look at, guys, is the 3 lines, because when you're looking at the business itself, okay, granted, once we open all the levels up, we get paid to 10 levels. However, where your rankings actually are is level 1, level 2, and level 3. So if you only yourself personally concentrate on level 1, level 2, level 3, and then what you then do, your second level, you teach them to concentrate on only level 1, level 2, level 3. It's called tickling down. And if we tickle down from the top all the way down, everybody will climb up. They'll climb up a lot easier because they've got the confidence to be able to do so, rather than looking at, oh, hang on a minute, I've got 10 lines here, I need to look after 10 lines. No, you don't need to look after 10 lines. You just look after level 1, level 2, level 3. When you concentrate on looking at level 1, level 2, and level 3, and as Nim rightfully said, you get your consultants in place. So you get your 3 consultants, you get your 6, and then your 12, depending on which levels that you're at, where you're going through. Then you then go for your volume. You literally break it down bit by bit. What we'll do, because Scott's come on with us now, and I'm mindful that obviously he's got a lot to do himself across the pond. But what I'll also do is I'll throw us back into the Facebook page as well, so that you can see exactly where the pictures are. And what I'm also going to do tonight is I'm going to show people how to open up a 3-way conversation on their computer via Messenger, because one of the things that's been asked to me a few times is, okay, right, well, I get to the point of I've shown them the opportunity, I now need a bit of help. How do I get my upline into a 3-way conversation? So, these little tips here can give you the confidence to enable you to start pitching, because rightfully so, when Nim said, I've got to shut the door so the kids are on, we get paid for savings. Now, if you look at it like it this way, when you join any other multi-level marketing company, 9 times out of 10, you've got to pay to join the company. That could be, on average, around about £100. But then what you've also got is that each month you've got to go out and physically buy products. So you've got an auto ship with it as well. But if you look at what we've got here, and this is the most simplistic thing about it, and as Craig has said, Sarah said, Mike said, Nim said, a few of us have said, even your nan can do this, because your nan can do this. Because if you look at it realistically, if you make someone a saving of £240 per year, that's the equivalent of getting £20 commission per month. And that's what we're actually offering people here right now. We're offering people the opportunity whereby each month they've got money going to their back pocket, but they haven't actually had to physically spend any money to be able to save that money. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this over to Scott, so Scott can give us some tidbits on how he's gone to where he's gone to, and then we'll bring this back into the way that we work, what we're doing. Scott, do you want to come up with us? Oh, there you are.
Here I am.
Hello.
Hello. So,
Hello, everybody. What do you want me to talk about?
I want you to talk about what you did on your live yesterday on your wall, because that is exactly what this is all about.
I don't even know what I did on my live yesterday.
When you had your funny hat on in your vest.
My funny hat on. I see. That's my I'm not going to fry my face hat.
That was funny. Go on then. Can you believe it? We've got a 7-figure earner that's actually gone shy. What have we done to him?
Oh no, I'm not shy. No. I'm one of these people, like, I did that live yesterday and I have to refresh my memory on what I actually said because I don't want to say something different.
It was completely about mindset. It was, you were talking about your daughter. Your daughter's 17 years old. Your daughter has decided that she wants a Mustang. Because she wants a Mustang, she's literally got a picture of it on her phone. She carries it everywhere she goes.
This 17-year-old daughter?
Yes,
right?
his 17-year-old daughter.
Yep. Why don't you pull the Mustang picture up and show everybody? She seriously went on to Ford's website and built a car that she wants and has it on her phone. And she's going to go after it. So the beauty of what I was talking about yesterday, now that my memory is now totally refreshed, it's all about mindset. It's all about what you want and making it apparent to you, making it visual, writing it down, taking pictures. I mean, how many people on this Zoom tonight, how many times have you been told make a goal board or a vision board or a dream board, but have never done one? You know, how many people do you talk to that when they say they took a picture and they put it up on the wall, they wrote down their goals and made them visible, and they actually achieved them? The people that write them down get them done. The people that have those vision boards and those goal boards done get them done. But the mindset is all about, I'm going to have this, period. This is mine. I'm going after it. The reality in life is we have people that tell us every single day that we cannot do this, we cannot do that, we cannot have this, we cannot have that. And that's their limiting beliefs that they're trying to force upon us. And if we accept them, shame on us. Because we have the ability and the power within ourselves to do whatever we want if we believe it. All right, Michael, I love it. You have your vision board next to where? Next to your bed. That's perfect. Last thing you see before you go to sleep, first thing you see when you wake up. I love it. How's that car coming? Come on over. Yeah, so this is how I force my daughter out of one of her comfort zones. Does everyone see that?
Yep.
Now, bring your smiling little face over here. Yes. Come here, daughter. Come here. Just say hi. Yeah, we'll fix that too a little bit later. You know, so when I look at all these things, what I say to every single person I talk to is the sky's the limit if you let the sky be the limit. You know, what's the old saying? If the sky's the limit, why are there footprints on the moon? You know, you have no limits unless you provide them yourself. You have no obstacles in your way unless you put them there yourself. And most of the obstacles we have in our life are ones that are self-imposed. Most of the things that stop us and slow us down are things inside that 6-inch space between our ears. That's what slows us down. The other thing that gets to us all the time is the people that we surround ourselves with. You know, the other old saying is you're the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who are in your 5 that you spend the most time with? And you got to really look at that and be serious about it because it's a very serious situation. And the law is, or the average is, if you add up those 5 people's income, you're within 20%. If you take a look at the vehicles that those 5 people drive, I guarantee you yours is within 20%. Homes that those 5 live in, yours is within 20%. So if you want to increase your life, you want to increase that aspect of your life, then you have to change your 5. We all know that there are people in this space, in this world, that cannot stand network marketers. They don't like us because we're weird. It's something different. It's something they can't understand. So they're going to fight us every step of the way. Some of those people are family. Some of them are close friends. Some of them are just acquaintances. But the reality is this: if you have that heart-to-heart conversation with every one of those people that says, hey, I'm just letting you know this is what I am doing. Because you're my family, because you're my friend, I would like your support. If you're unwilling to support me, that's fine. Just understand I'm going and doing this anyway. And part of the reason why I do that with people in my world, and I suggest it, is because it lets everyone know that this is what I'm doing. And you can support me or not, but I'm doing it. If they say, because no one that's actually your family or friend that's close enough to you is going to say, no, I don't support you. They might say, that's great, I support you, it's just not for me. And that's fine, as long as they then don't take it the extra step and try to tell you why it's bad for you to do, right? I mean, we all have people like that. The other aspect is, if network marketing, if direct selling, if this business is what you want to do full-time, you want to create a full-time income out of this, there are going to be people that you are with and hanging out and doing stuff today with that a year from now you're not going to be. Some of them might be family members, and you have to be okay with that. The part of this that I looked at with a few of my friends was, the next time they pay my mortgage, the next time that they put clothes on my back, my kids' back, next time they buy me a new car, I'll listen to them. But until that time happens, I'm going to do what I need to do for myself and my family. And if that leaves some of them behind, it leaves some of them behind. I came up 8-9 years ago. I called this thing the bin of mediocrity. We're all in the bin of mediocrity at some point in life. Why? Because we all went to public school, where they tell us, you go to school to get good grades so you can get it into a good college, so you can get good grades, so that you can get out and get a good job, to where you can go to work for somebody else, help them achieve their goals, help them build their business. And for what? 40 years later, you're going to retire on 40% of what you couldn't live on while you were working. But you're made to think that that's good. You're made to think that that's the best way that life is, and it has to be that way. And we're all in this bin together. And who lives in that bin? It's people who have too much month at the end of the money. It's people that say you can't do this, can't do that, can't have this, can't have that, can't go here, can't go there. It's the people that complain about their job every week. This sucks, that sucks, everybody sucks. And I'm like, is life really that bad? No, it's not. Life is pretty gosh darn good if you open your eyes to it and you open your mind to it. We get introduced to network marketing, direct sales. We get out of that bin of mediocrity. Some people only for a minute, because they allow the people that are down there to grab them back and pull them back in by saying, oh, they're going to steal all your money. They're going to take all your money. You're going to be broke. You're going to be homeless. I'm like, seriously, really homeless? Who are you? Have you ever done network marketing before? Have you ever done any of this stuff before? Seriously. And what kills me every day is why good people who have an actual live brain cell will listen to these fools. I just don't get it, because they've never done it. I go back to, yes, Sam. You had to mute herself out. I go back to, it's like, if I'm going to invest money in the stock market, I'm going to go to a stockbroker or a financial analyst or somebody who's an expert in that field. I'm not going to ask my plumber what I should invest my money in for stocks. I'm not going to do it. So why people continually listen to broke Uncle Eddie living in a trailer that's up on blocks about entrepreneurship and business advice is beyond me. So my job, my goal is to try to get everybody that wants to do this to focus on what you're doing. Don't look at this as one giant step. Like, I want to make $10,000 a month, and you're starting out today and you just spend 100, 200, 500 pounds, whatever, to get into something. You got to look at it as, what are the action steps? And everything I do, it's all about core building blocks. It's what is the lowest common denominator, simplest rank to achieve, basic core building block that makes the entire system work. Right? If you got 4, 3, 2, 1, I don't know how much simpler that can get. And I look at that and I'm like, just go get it done. If it takes you a month to get it done, who cares? If everybody duplicated that in a month, where would your business be in 12 months? Don't look at some of the people that go out there and they can put in 1,000 people in a month and say, I'll never be able to do that. You just look at that and say, if I put in 2 people a month, 5 people a month, 10 people a month, if I just go at it methodically and consistently and be persistent with it, then I will be there at some point. The other aspect that most people do is they pay too much attention to what other people are doing and not enough attention to what they need to do. And if we do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, then we don't ever have to worry about what needs to be done later because it's already done. Say that 10 times fast. You know, and that's just it. So, you know, my number one, or I guess some action steps that I have for anybody I talk to in any business, doesn't matter. Take what your core building block is and write it down, make it visual. And then when you have somebody brand new signed up, then you simply, you know, you got to ask yourself the question, how do I get somebody started the right way? What's my first conversation? What are their first steps? And whatever those first steps are, you get them plugged into them. See, my other thing that I do is the second I sign somebody up in my business, my first goal is to help them make their investment back as quickly as possible. How do I do that? Well, I don't let them hang the phone up and disappear on me. I start with, hey, who are the 25 people that you have the best relationship with that you know will at least listen to what you have to say? Let's get them on the phone right now. Right now. You know, that's why I love that other saying, when is now a good time? You know, I've got, you know, I look at this is, you know, you're entrepreneurs, you have a business, people are getting into it, they're getting started. The best thing that you can do is start them right. The worst thing you can do is let them hang the phone up or walk out the door and let them go on their own. Why? Because what is the first thing they're going to do? They're all excited. Remember this, right? They're excited. They're going to go to their friend and say, hey, I just became part of this new business and it's going to be great. We're going to go to the moon and back. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to make tons of money, yada, yada, yada. And they're going to be like, oh, you got into one of those pyramid things? They're going to take all your money. That was dumb. And all of a sudden they disappear. You never hear from them again. It's because you didn't set them up to win the second you enrolled them. The work in this business does not stop when you enroll them. It starts when you enroll them. Because now you have somebody that wants what you want, and you have to make sure as their sponsor that they get hooked up with the keys to success and what they need to do to move forward the right way. It's not anybody else's responsibility. It's yours. And if you don't set them up for success the second you sign them up, then shame on you. It's up to you. You know, this is your business. Now, you have an amazing leader in Sam over here who will be relentless in her pursuit to help all of you be successful. So I guarantee you that if you have somebody that needs to be talked to, that she's available. Sometimes I wonder if she sleeps because of the times I get messages. But, you know, that's part of why she's successful too. You know, we all know on the front side of building something and getting it started, the more effort you put it in the front side to make sure things are in place and it works, the easier it's going to be moving forward for everybody. You know, and for you all, I mean, I love Sam and all. She's a great lady, but I would put her butt to work hard. Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
And thanks for that.
Yeah.
But saying that though, you've not met Craig. Craig is above me, and he's got 2,000 in his downline. We've got my up line on here as well. So right. You know, yeah, we've put Craig to work as well sometimes, don't we, Craig? So yeah, I'm blushing.
Yeah.
Lost words.
So put Craig to work too. I mean, it just you have, and the key is in this business, you should have 3 or 4 people in your success line that you have access to for 3-way calls. So just in case someone's not available, one person's not available, you have someone else to go to. And if you get yourself set up with that, you have them all on speed dial, then you know you'll have your business prepped and ready the right way. You know, and you know what I say to everybody, how I prep my team is I'm happy to do 3-ways anytime. I don't care when it is. I mean, I have teams anywhere from the UK to Australia, all throughout North America. So time is just whenever, right? But what I do ask is that people message me, text me, or something ahead of time and say, hey, I'm going to be doing some three-way calls during this time frame. Can you be available? And I say yes. That way I know if I see them calling, they have somebody on the line for me. If it's possible, I like to have a little bit of information prior to a three-way call so I know who I'm talking to. You know, we have many different personality types. We have many different ways that people are and they act. So I like to know who somebody is first so that I have an idea on how to talk to that individual. You know, I've done a lot of things in my life. I'm a former certified chef. I have my own lawn and landscape business and a janitorial service. I've scrubbed toilets, washed pots, cut grass, cooked food. I've done everything you could possibly imagine. And I'm not afraid to do anything. So I can relate to a lot of different people on a lot of different levels. And if I know who I'm talking to first, then I know how to have that conversation. You know, I've been in positions. I've been where I didn't have two nickels to rub together, where I was alternating credit card payments every month, so nothing fell more than 2 months past due. I can tell you being financially poor is a miserable situation to be. I can also tell you the opposite side of that is a much better place to be. And it's no different. It doesn't take any more effort. It takes consistency and persistence, and it just takes following a system. And as long as you get good at following that system and creating duplication within your organization, then anything is possible. But the other side of that is when I say being consistently persistent, this is not a once a week opportunity. This is an everyday. It's an everyday deal. If all you ever did with your business is concentrate and commit to introducing 3 people per day, 7 days a week for the next 90 days, just 3. Put 3 people a day through your system every day for 90 days. If you did that, money would no longer be an object for you. Because as you're doing it, you're teaching that duplication with the folks that are coming in. And at the end of the day, we all want something that at some point in time will take a life of its own on to where you still get paid whether you go to work or not. You know, that's it. And that all comes from being consistent. That all comes from doing repetitive motion. You know, I used to talk to a lot of people in the former company I was in that was a health and wellness company. You know, you go into the gym to work out because you want to get into shape, right? You want to lose weight, you want to build lean muscle mass, the whole 9 yards. And you have somebody tell you that you have to work out 5 hours a week minimum, an hour a day, 5 days a week, right? And you miss going to the gym for 4 days. And on day 5, you go and you work out for 5 hours. And you go home and you're dead. You can't move, nothing. It doesn't work. Just like in network marketing, you cannot skip making phone calls or introducing people for 4 days and then all of a sudden on day number 5, try to introduce 20 people to your business because you don't have the time to follow up with them properly. It's too much. 3 to 5 people per day through your system is about what most people are willing to handle on an introduction and on a follow-up basis, because that will put you in a week's time. I mean, if you put 3 people in 7 days a week, you get 21 people going through the system. And then week 2 starts and you're introducing 3 people and following up with probably 5 to 7 people per day. So you're going to be talking to about 10 people a day. You know, and that's going to take you anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes average per person, unless it's somebody that needs more attention, then it could go longer. But, you know, if you got 21 people a day at 5 minutes, you know, it's 105 minutes. So you're looking at not quite 2 hours a day worth of investment. Now, is that worth a 6-figure a year income, committing 2 hours a day of prospecting and following up over the course of 12 months to know that in 12 months time or less that you're making $10,000, 10,000 pounds a month, roughly? Is that worth that investment? I think it is. Everyone says it is, but most people don't, because they don't do the activities. They might do it for a couple of days, get a couple no's, and get upset about it and quit. And that's the other side of this. That's why mindset is so important. That's why goal board and goals written out is so important, because you have to know what you're going after, and that goes into the why. I mean, everyone's always telling you, what's your why, what's your why, what's your why? My statement is, if your why doesn't make you cry, get a new why. And it has to be something so compelling that on the day you wake up and you don't feel like talking about your business, your reason why makes you do it anyway. Part of how I have that conversation with my team is, if you have a job that you have to go to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, whatever it is, if you don't show up to work and you don't call in sick, it's only going to take a couple of days before your boss fires you. So why is it you think that you can not show up in your own business and you're not going to get fired? Firing in network marketing means you just don't get paid. And you sit there and you look at your back office and wonder why nothing's happening. And we all fall prey to management mode. We all fall prey to, hey, I got a team going here. My team needs this. My team needs that. So I've got to make sure I take care of it for them. We all fall prey to that. But the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. And if the leader's not prospecting and putting people in a system, then they can't expect the team to do the same thing, right? And if you have no proof of what you're doing, then who's going to follow somebody that just sits around, right? So we all have to go to work. I look at what I'm doing right now. I'm prospecting like crazy. People say, well, why are you still putting people in? I said, because I can, and because I've got goals, and I have people that I'm trying to chase, and I have people that are chasing me, and I'll be damned if I'm going to lose. So, I mean, I look at the last, last 45 to 60 days, I've personally sponsored 143 people. And I'm not done, not by any stretch. And I've got people saying, well, why don't you give some of those away? I said, this is not a welfare state. We have an opportunity to help people. Now, will I place people under people that have done nothing? Yes, I will. Just depends on who they are, what they've done. Will I help out families sometimes? Yes, I will. But mostly I run contests, and I like that because it shows me who wants to go to work and who's going to be worth the time, basically. And then there's no easier way to say that. One of the things I love about Sam is when I first met her and started talking with her is that her mindset is the same. Like, she has a drive and a focus unlike a lot of people that I've ever met, and I joke around with her every once in a while. I say, are you sure you're not a guy? I had to say that while you were drinking.
You said that to me yesterday.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. So, that's, for me, that's where we're at. You guys are in a fantastic position with what has launched in the UK, that if you sit back and rest now, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. I mean, some of the incentives that this company has on the table right now, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then knowing that they're at some point in time going to go international, I can tell you right now, from a corporate standpoint, when a company does go international, they reward the people that worked while they were in their country. And that's it. The ones that go to work hard and show dedication, commitment, and growth are typically the ones that benefit the most once that international expansion starts to happen. So I'm excited for all of you, because I know Sam and I have talked. I know a decent amount of what's going on. And I'm excited for all of you for where you are. And I know she is as well. And anything I can do to help, I'm here. Sam's definitely in my ear a fair amount.
You did say who you surround yourself by.
That's right.
I'm definitely not speaking to the dustman, I can tell you that for certain. Does anybody want to ask any questions to Scott while we've got Scott on? If you put the comments in the chat, then he can answer what you want answering.
Yeah, I've been reading those as we've been going along.
Wes is on right now, and I've got to say this, and I'm hoping that everyone else has seen what's happened today in Wes's team. Wes brought someone on in the last 24 hours. This person has brought nearly 40 people onto his team. Wes teaches his team exactly the way that Scott speaks. He's very much get them on the phone, get your people to me, and that's why Wes's team is absolutely exploding. He said to me, he said, I'm just, starting to get ready to start to take pace, as one would say. When you'll know when I'm ready, and he did. Over the weekend, he's gone, whoa. So well done, Wes, while you're on the Zoom with us. So I wanted to say it to you personally. I tried to ring you today whilst you was at work, but I couldn't get through. But Wes is a phenomenal leader, and his mindset is exactly the same as Scott's. Everything that Scott's been saying tonight is the way that Wes speaks as well. Sorry about this. What do you want? I don't know where it is, Mamie. I'll have to find it in a bit. Sorry. Got 9-year-old wanting a tablet. Here, Mamie. Yeah. Wes actually does exactly what Scott's saying, and that's why his organisation is exploding. He's hit over 100. He messaged me at the weekend, beginning of the weekend, and I think he was on 88, and he's now on 109. Is that right, Wes? You're more. Keep going up. Come on, tell us what you're on. You what? I can't hear you. Put it in the chat. You know, I'll go and have a look in the back office. It's easier. How many are you on, Wes?
So Vivian asked, when was the biggest change from rags to riches that took place in my life? Without going into my whole life story, I had my own lawn and landscape business and janitorial service. I had it for 15 years combined. And up until about 2008, everything went fairly well. But in 2008, 2009, the housing market and stock market crashed, and a lot of people lost their jobs. In the area where I lived, there were 3 major employers. A company called Lear. Lear is an auto parts manufacturer, primarily for Honda. They had 4,500 employees. They went down to 0 because they shut down their factory and moved back to Pennsylvania from Ohio. So within 6 months, 4,500 jobs gone. 5Bs. 5Bs is an embroidery company. So any professional sporting team or NCAA intercollegiate sporting team that had embroidery work done, it was all done in Zanesville, Ohio at 5Bs. 4,200 plus employees down to less than 500 in 6 months. And then Longaberger Baskets, which most people know Longaberger Baskets, it's a direct selling company. Over 6,000 employees, down to less than 1,000 in 6 months and under 600 in a year. So what is the first thing that people get rid of when they lose their job? They cut out the extras, right? So the guy that cuts your grass, the girl that cleans your house, gone. We lost, we had 54 employees in total. We had 8 employees in 6 months. I'm working 100 plus hours a week, 7 days a week, just trying to make ends meet. Could not do it. When I say I was alternating my credit card payments every single month, so nothing fell more than 2 months past due, I'm not kidding. And literally rolling change to make sure I had enough fuel in my mowers so that I could cut grass and bill people so I could get paid and keep things moving forward. When I tell you it's a miserable existence, I'm not kidding. Mm-hmm. On the verge of having a vehicle repossessed, behind on the mortgage, talking about foreclosure, the whole 9 yards. And all of this, and I get introduced to network marketing by my, at the time, brother-in-law. And I was beside myself. I didn't know what to do. I had 5 credit cards in my wallet. In my mind, none of them had the room to put the $500 on to get into the business. So I did that. My 5th credit card finally took the charge. So imagine the person at the home presentation, card number 1 declined, card number 2 declined, card number 3 declined, card number 4 declined, card number 5 accepted. I was like, whew, made it. And I'm in business. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Was I being led very well? No. But I knew I had to do something. First presentation that I watched, I said, I can do this. They had a 3 for free program, and I was a cheap son of a gun at the time. I knew I'd do that. That's one of the biggest reasons why I did it. And I went to work. In 30 days, I qualified for their car program, and it had made about $3,000. That didn't even touch the debt that I had, but it was a move in the right direction. In 6 months, I had qualified at one of their top positions where I made that month $12,000. 6 months later, I help a few other people do the same thing to the point where I'm making $26,000 to $32,000 a month in my first 12 months and maintained that for over 3 years.
Scott?
Yes.
What was the exact process that you took to get you from the point of that 5th credit card that you followed bit by bit to turning the whole lot around?
What was the process?
Yeah.
I talk to people. And when somebody says, can I do this? I say, if I can do it, you can do it. Here's what I've had for results. Here's what so-and-so's had for results. Here's what so-and-so's had for results. Everything that I do with this is, like, number one, I don't let people say they can't do it because I know everybody can do this. I don't care what network marketing business you're in. Everybody can do it, period. It just takes action. So someone said, I can't do this. I said, sure you can. I don't have time. Listen, I get up and I go to work at 5:30 in the morning, and I don't get home to go to bed until 1 o'clock in the morning. I take a break midday to get dinner and take a shower so that I can, when I go to clean, I'm not covered in lawn care stuff. I take time here and there, 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 20 minutes here, 5 minutes there, to do what I need to do to get this built so that I have this flexibility. Don't look at this as climbing a mountain. Look at this as I'm running a couple of little short sprints through this marathon, right? And just stay consistent with this every day. And when someone said, I can't do it, I said, I'll show you how you can. Somebody said, I don't know anybody. I said, open up your phone, go to your contacts, scroll to the bottom. What's that number say? Usually it's over 300. I said, how many friends do you have on Facebook? 400 or 500. Okay, don't tell me you don't know anybody because now you just showed me 600, 700 people. You know enough. Who are the 25 people you have the best relationship with that we can get on the phone and invite them to this first party? Because it was a party plan type company. So it doesn't change today. It's just you do the invitation process to whatever your first step is with your company. But it's taking that and doing that. And when somebody says, I can't, you say, yes, you can, and you hold their hand and you walk them through it. And I didn't wait for people on my team to say, I'm doing a party, can you come do it? I asked them point blank, when is your first challenge party? So when is your first presentation, right? Or when's your first Zoom going to be? When is it? Let's get scheduled in the first 7 to 10 days. Well, I need 3 weeks to plan for it. No, you don't. Well, yes, I do, because people need time. Let me tell you a story about a woman in her 60s. She's actually 68 years old, came to a party, and on a Saturday night, it was 11:30 p.m. on a Saturday night. She said, when are you flying back home? I said, Monday morning at 7 a.m. And she said, oh, well, I don't have enough time then. I said, time for what? She said, I want you to come to my house and do a presentation like this. I said, can you get people at your house tomorrow night around 6? And she said, tomorrow? I can do it that fast? I was like, yeah, absolutely. Do you know that woman went home at 11:30 p.m. on a Saturday night? She went to 8 o'clock mass for church the next morning. And when I showed up at her house at 6 p.m. Sunday evening, she had 25 people in her living room. So when people tell me I need more time, I say, you're fooling yourself. Stop lying to yourself. You don't need time. You just need to prioritize what you want. And if this is what you want, you got to go to work. If it's not, that's fine. No big deal. You tell me when you want to do it, I'll be there. And then I'd get things scheduled. And when they were scheduled, I'd have a couple calls ahead of time and say, how many people have confirmed so far? Who's on the fence? Who do we need to have a 3-way call with? Great. and then we go and we do the party. At the party, 100% closing rate every single time. Why? Because the people that showed up knew why they were there, number one. And number two, when they saw how easy it was and they knew they had support, and support in this industry is a big thing. They knew they had that support because they already saw it through their friend. They're like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. What do I have to lose? You know, I got 30 days to give it a run. You know, and I just, that's the way I walk people through it. You can do this. You just got to schedule it. Take the steps. If you're uncomfortable in your life right now where you are, you have to do something different. And if you're unwilling to do something different, you can't expect to have a better life. You got to change something. If this is that change for you, which I think it can be, then let's go to work. Give me 30 days of being coachable, and I will absolutely promise you your life will be in a better position at the end of those 30 days.
I think your phone number's going to be a speed dial for everyone here if you're not careful. Wesley, do you want to say something, darling, because you've got your hand raised?
No, I was just trying to work hard to set my microphone off. It won't come off.
I called you Wesley then. I never call you Wesley. Has anyone got any other questions? Yeah, I'm with you on that, Mike. This is such a huge thing, and we are at the start of something. I mean, me personally, I was at the start of when the gas electric industry first opened up. For something this big in multi-level marketing to be opening up, I feel reborn again, because it is being back of something so beautiful and starting, and what we've got is really, really explosive. And that's why what I want to do is I want to talk about how important it is for us to just concentrate on our first 3 lines, rather than get our heads muddled with the fact of looking like 10 lines down, because that's exactly where our comp plan is. Our comp plan for us to rank up is on the first and second and third line. Scott, if you want to leave us and carry on with your day, you are more than welcome to jump off, and then we can do this, because I'm going to just wrap this up within about 10 minutes and let everybody go, because if not, we're going to be on here all night, and I don't want to do that to you guys.
Well, listen, thank you, everybody, for allowing me to have some time to come on here. You know, I do appreciate your time. I know it's valuable for everybody. And Sam, as always, I appreciate your leadership and friendship, and I look forward to the future of everything that we do together, and eventually meeting you and giving you a big old hug.
You'll be over soon, isn't it? Is it August you're coming?
I'm not in August.
But the rest are?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you coming December?
I will be coming before the end of the year, yes.
That's great. That's great. Right. I shall speak to you in a bit, Scott. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to quickly take out my computer. Okay. So I've got a 9-year-old flattering around me. Okay, right. I was talking to the leaders the other day, and one of the things that I spoke about was tickling down. Because even when I look at my back office and I look at what's going on, sometimes I get myself confused, because I think, oh my God, we've got this many lines here. I can't look after that many people. But what I can do is I can look after 3 lines. And if I teach the person on the second line to look after 3 lines, and we all follow the same system, and we all ensure that we've got the minimum of the 50 CV, like what Scott said, if we do it, include 3 people a day into the system over 90 days, can you imagine exactly where your business is actually going to be if you do that? Wes, what do you reckon?
I'm still trying to work this app out, mate. I've just come off of a microphone. Yeah, you're 100% right, Sam. 100%. Need to concentrate on I said it to you the other day, concentrate on what you're doing, and your team will follow. So you're 100% right in what you're saying, and concentrate on them first 3 lines, and then your team's going to see what you're doing. Just make sure you're promoting what you're doing, and just lead your teams.
Do you guys know how to work out your rankings, the difference between what you see on your dashboard and what you see in your awards? If you know how to do it, put a 1 on the side. If you don't, put a 2 on the side, because I am more than happy to quickly open my back office up and actually show you how to break it down and work it out. Okay, I only needed 1, 2. Thank you very much. Right, when you see your dashboard, what your dashboard has got in it, it's literally got all and everything in respect of all your pending and all your processing, and it's got all that, you know, that's waiting to be confirmed as well. When you're working out your ranking up, don't take this into consideration, the CV here, because it's got the cash matching bonus in it. Now, I know that most of you on this call tonight are either a junior consultant or a consultant, and I want to say well done to you first of all for doing that. That is the first step. So important to do. One of the reasons why it's so important to do is that with the cash matching bonus, we get paid that before the company physically gets paid. That's actually, you know, our Brucey bonus to keep our cash flow going as we move forward with the business. But what you're looking for is here. If you look here, I'll just use pen and paper while I'm doing it. So I've got on level 1, 815, and then I've got total CV for level 1, sorry, it's 2,091, okay? Guys, do not think about my figures like, oh my God, how the hell she got there? Because I didn't do this on my own. You guys did this for me. Every single one of you that's on this call tonight has put these figures in here. So thank you for that. But the reason why I'm doing this is to break this down so you guys can see yourself where you need to go as well. So level 2, I'm sitting at 460965. Level 3 is 538667, okay? When I go to my awards, because that will show me where I need to go for my next ranking, when I pull the ranking up, so see here, I'm actually going for to actually get the volumes in, because when I initially spoke, one of the things I spoke about is what you need to do is you need to get your consultants in place. Once you've got your consultants in place, then you need to look at the volumes that you need. So if you can see here, I've got the first 2 ticked off, but yeah, I'm looking at my verified sales is 179597. Now, what you can do to make that journey that much more easier for yourself when you look at it as well is when you go into sales, you can break the sales down when you actually play with the system itself. Because right now I'm looking at that I need to get just over another 605 more sales. That's for level 3. When I look at it like that, even in my mind, I'm thinking, wow, I need to get that. That's quite a chunk I need to get to. When you go into my sales, you can actually play with the system properly. And this will actually help you in respect of where you're going as well, because then you can actually see where you're at on the journey itself. Now, if you go into, say, for instance, if I want to look at processing, and I can pull this down to network 3. So I've gone into my sales, I've gone into processing, I've gone into network level. I'm looking at network level 3. I can then search that and I can see exactly where I'm at with it, what's processing through. Now, what I'm actually doing right now is I'm making myself feel more comfortable with what I'm doing to where I need to get to. I know that I need to get 605. There's 126 sitting there already. So I can take that off to 605. So I can put myself in a position whereby I'm looking at what 480. Now, you know, we've obviously spoke about at length the fact that we can't actually see what's going on with the insurance. Well, with the insurance, what we're waiting for is we're waiting for verification. So if you pull down your back office, hit the search button here, and bearing in mind, I've got this looking at level 3 for me right now. I can actually see what is waiting to come through and to be confirmed. Pull this down here. We'll open absolutely everything up. If you see there, if I run to the bottom of it, this isn't actually sitting on there. So there's CV. So that's another 314 sitting there. I'm not even going to mess about with what needs to be confirmed. But can you see what I'm actually doing? Instead of me looking at a mountain like this, I'm breaking it down stage by stage, seeing exactly what's going on. When we first started the Zoom call tonight, one of the things that I spoke about was keep it simple. When you keep it simple and you don't confuse your mind, you can climb that mountain, because you can literally look at it. And one of the things I've said before on Zoom calls, don't look at the top of the mountain, look at first base. Because once you've looked at first base and you turn around and look where you've walked, you'd be like, oh my God, I've come that far already. Then you can go to second base. Then you can go to third base. Then you can go to fourth base. And then you can go to fifth base. And before you know it, you're right at the top of the mountain. You can look right the way down and you can be proud of yourself and go, oh my God, I did it. But when you simplify it and you break it down and you use the system, use the back office to simplify where you need to go to, you'll see that you're not actually climbing a mountain. Has that helped you guys? Me showing you that, how to break that down? Yeah? Okay. Does anybody on this call, how do I recruit consultants without being a consultant myself? Sorry, you put that private, but I'm not going to say who put that. What you do, if you can't recruit a consultant yourself and you're not a consultant yourself, you speak to an upline that is a consultant. You open a three-way chat. Does everybody on here know how to open three-way chats in Messenger? If you don't know how to open a three-way chat on Messenger, can you put a 2 down in there so I can see whether or not everybody does know how to do it? Okay. Do you work on a PC or do you work on a phone? Work on a PC. I had to teach myself the other day how to do it on a PC because it's quite difficult, and I had to do it whilst I was literally on a Zoom as well. Literally what you do, okay, and sorry for whatever messages come up when I open my Facebook, so forgive me now before we start, okay? Like, say for instance I go into here, I'll do one between Craig and Sarah. I'm going to go into, actually it might help if I share my screen, sorry guys, I've just got myself a little bit ahead of myself then. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do is, can you see my screen guys? Let's have a quick look. Wes, can you see the screen? Yeah, okay. So what you do is you go into Messenger, so you put new message. What you do, like say for instance if I wanted to open up a three-way conversation with Sarah, and I wanted to have Craig in it as well, all I do is I just literally put both their names in. Oh, dearie me, it's not coming up. Craig, have I spelled your name wrong? I'll just put Wes in, okay. Literally all I do is this, and then automatically what that's done is that's created a three-way chat on, what is it, Curtis? Guys, don't kick off right now, it's the wrong time to kick off. What I've automatically done is I've now got myself a conversation whereby I can speak to both Wes and Sarah at the same time on my PC. Now, what you will find is that one of us, top lines, tend to work on our phones a lot. So the minute you pull a chat together like that, what we can then do for you is we can take over that conversation. So if you're in a position whereby you're thinking to yourself, right, hang on a minute, how do I get somebody to join the business when I'm not at that level? You go and get someone who is at that level to take over the conversation for you. Because when we're ranking up on the 90-day challenge, all we need is one consultant in that pod of 4. That doesn't have to be you. That could be anyone on the downline. So the 3 directly underneath you. So don't be afraid at any given time to pull one of us in. There is enough leaders on the chat. You can see on the Facebook pages themselves, there is enough leaders. If your upline is not about reach up, just go up and up until you can find, or if you need to go sideways, go sideways, because we're not in competition with one another. The way that the company works, the more of us that climb up the ranks, the more of us that will be in the 2.5% with the senior consultancy, which therefore means that everybody gets a share of that pot. So we're not in competition with each other. So there's no need for anybody not to want to help anyone. Doesn't matter what team they come from, we just help each other. Can it be a 3-way using the Facebook phone? Yes, you can, because basically what I could do right now, with the fact that I've opened that chat up, I can then do a video call in that chat box, and that will video call out to all parties within that chat group. So you can either do it on a 3-way call, or you can do it on a video. If I'm prospecting, I prefer it to do video to video, because then I can physically see that person's face. I can see whether or not they're engaging with me and they want to take this any further. Give me 2 seconds. What is it, Curtis? Yeah, I'll move in a minute, darling. As soon as I've done this, give me 2 minutes. I'm done. All right. Just Wes, will you do me a favour? And Mike, will you take over the floor so I can just quickly go and do what my son needs me to do for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, go on, Mark. I'll let you speak. Mike, you there?
Mate, yeah, sorry. Okay, so in terms of so we're creating a group, yeah? So I switched off a little bit there. We're creating a group.
She's on about recruiting face to face when she's recruiting, when she's prospecting.
Oh god, yeah, absolutely. So, like, when you're actually speaking to people about a business, certainly if you're doing it from face-to-face point of view, you're going to get a much more clearer, better reaction, because they get a sense of the emotion. You can't get emotion when you're just doing messages. You can't be expected to get a better result from just simply sending a quick message, other than, someone doing face-to-face. When you have someone face-to-face, you have their attention, you have that focus, and you have that, excitement that when you're talking to somebody about something that could help them in, whether it's saving money, but also maybe give them an extra income, you're going to get that benefit by, sharing that emotion across. And I think it just speaks absolute volumes when you have the opportunity to do that. But ultimately it's going to be, as Scott was saying earlier on, you've got to take the action to do that. You can't expect to then just send a quick message and hope that's going to work. You've got to send out a message and say, look, hey, when's a good time for us to have a chat? That's the kind of message you want to send if you're going to send a text. Or, I've got something I think you'd be really interested in. Can we have a chat? Can we have a video call? Can we have a Zoom call, Skype call? Can we even chat on the phone? Make it more personal, make it more like they want to be involved. Like you want them to be involved, and you really value their opinion, because, it's just going to have a huge impact on your business. Have you got anything to add to that, Wes? I mean, I think, you're very good at that kind of thing, certainly from the results you're getting. Is there anything on that you want to add?
I've got a few things I'd like to say. When it comes, Sam mentioned earlier that I said to her, I think it was about a month ago now, I said to her, you'll know when I'm ready to go. And what I meant by that is when I can't remember his name, the guy that was speaking before, but he mentioned the 90-day goal, the 90-day plan. Now, I say to people all the time, and Sam touched a little bit on this earlier, is don't look at what other people are doing. All right, focus on what you're doing. Sam's got massive numbers because at the time when she got involved in Economize, she was ready. So the point I'm trying to make is when you're going out recruiting, you need to get it in your head, all right, and set a date that when you're going to start, all right, and set the plan up. So for me, I started on Friday, all right, and I've just been dipping my toes in for the past month or so because I've had a few things that I needed to get out of the way. So what I did is I set the plan. I set it in my head when I was going to start, and I focused on what I was going to do. Now, a couple of things when you are recruiting as well. Let's just say you find somebody and they set off like a rocket. Work with that person, all right? Make sure they know what they're doing and always involve them in the conversation that you're having with their downline as well, because what they'll do is they'll learn from you. Does this make sense? We're not just talking about duplication. We're talking about producing leaders. And what a leader is, they take control of their business, they become independent, and they learn from you going through them to their contacts. Is this making sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't just want to keep rambling. So what you need to do when you get a runner, I call them runners, all right? Work with them for 2, 3, 4, 5 days, however long it takes until you see that they're actively recruiting and getting customers. Once they've done that, leave them to it, because that's when they start to learn. And when they start to learn, then they become a leader. It's like driving. When you first get in that driving seat, you're constantly looking at the bonnet, all right, because you're scared of crashing. But after a while, you get used to it. Your vision, I can't even say it, but your vision gets wider and broader, and then eventually you do it without even thinking. It's exactly the same when it comes to network marketing and speaking and recruiting and everything else. So work with your leaders. Don't just expect them to do it.
Absolutely, I can't agree more with you on that, Wes. To be honest with you, I think that's something that when as you were saying, when you are ready to do something, when you're in a position where you can go, you know what, I've got some focus in this. I can actually spend time, and I can dedicate time throughout my day, portions throughout the day, to actually speak to people. Get in that zone of how many people am I going to speak to today? How many people am I going to commit to? In my team to actually, you should be committing to all of them, but how many people need my help? And I think it's important to have that vision and have that understanding. And I think, it's just a matter of time when you get in that mindset, as Wes is saying, it's important that that if you're gonna go, you're gonna go. You need to set that date. You've got to set that date, because once you have that vision, once you have that kind of list of things that you're going to be doing when you want to go, then you need to commit to that for sure.
Is there any questions, guys, that you want to know? I can't see the questions, by the way, Mike, so you're gonna have to help me out.
All right, yeah, cool. Let's have a little look.
By the way, there were 42 people's coming in the past 24 hours. So Sam were asking earlier, it's 113 now.
That means you've had an extra one sign up whilst we were on here, because I quickly put it in the group chat earlier that you was on 112, and that's purely because you guys are using the system. You don't overcomplicate it. And no. One of the things that I really want to emphasize to people, don't be afraid to talk about this. You're not asking anybody for any money. Don't be afraid to. But one thing that I always say, get yourself really organized. Make sure that you're writing down who you're speaking to, what date you spoke to them. Sarah uses diaries so that she can go in a couple of weeks' time. I use Excel spreadsheets. Other people use books. Please make sure that you write down everything you do, because your money is in the follow-up. If you don't write down what you're doing, you are not going to know who to follow up with, and then you're going to literally look back in 2 weeks' time and go, who do I speak to? And then you're not going to want to do this, because you're not being consistent in keeping the information and tracking where you're going with this. This is a phenomenal business. Craig, Sarah, do you guys want to say anything? Sarah's on first.
I was going to say, not really. You've covered everything, Sam. You always leave me speechless with nothing to say. So.
I don't mean to. I actually want the best for all of us within this business. Don't care if you're my downline, my upline, where you are in the business.
No, Wes and Michael's right, but consistency is key, and the money is in the follow-up. Yeah, it really is.
That's powerful. That is, fortune in the follow-up. That's absolutely bang on. Don't think you're going to do some at once and then it's gonna like kind of deal with itself. You've got to work with it. You've got to keep moving forwards with that. As Wes says, if you find someone that's really working hard on that, you've got to work with them. You want to be speaking to this person daily, and you want to kind of, build that relationship. It's like anything, you see your work colleagues more than you do your family. Network marketing is exactly the same. You literally need to be in the position where you're speaking to the people that are wanting to work hard. You speak to them on a daily basis. And just remember, there's no I in team. You need to be, ask for help. Don't think that you're jumping onto this opportunity and, it's going to be easy to be able to do it by yourself. We will grow. We rise together. We rise together. And, and that is the way that's the way the cookie crumbles at the end of the day, as Evan Almighty always says.
I need to wrap this up. My daughter needs me. Apparently our rabbit's not very well.
All right, no worries.
I didn't really want to
guys, myself, Sam, Wes, you know, Rob, everybody's here to help you guys. Yeah. Connect with us. Connect with us. If you need the help, we're here for you. It's down to you guys.
If anybody wants to ask me anything privately after I've got off this, wants a bit more help, just grab me, okay? I do need to run now, and I'm sorry to cut it so short. And I don't normally cut my.
No worries, Sam. Thanks for setting that up, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get Martin back on for us again as well, the guy that does the mindset, because I know you guys really enjoy that one as well. I think the question really is, who's up for doing 3 people every single day for the next 90 days?
Me.
You know, that came up wrong, didn't it? Craig's laughing.
And the fact that I actually immediately said me, brilliant.
I didn't even think about it, how it came out. I have recorded this. I will put this on the Facebook page so that everybody can go through it. All their teams that haven't been able to come on can watch this. Thank you so much for. I'm going to go.
Thanks, Sam, for setting this up, mate. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, guys. Not a problem. Thank you all for coming on. Appreciate it.
Take care. Bye-bye.